What's up guys, War History Geek here, and welcome back to a new acquisitions video. Now today is a little bit special, not only because of the items that are going to be shown in this video today, but also this is probably going to be my last new acquisitions video for quite some time. I just recently moved into school at my university, and unfortunately I'm not going to have immediate access to funds to continue purchasing stuff for my collection, in the near future, or at least as much as I did before. And also, I just won't have it around me, obviously. So this will be the last one that you see for a little while here, but don't worry, I will definitely still be trying to put out content as much as I can. But now that that's out of the way, let's just get right into the content. So the first item here is going to be a enamel-plated World War II U.S. canteen. Now, it's not in the greatest condition. It does have a number of chips in it, but he was only asking $30 for it. Now, some people would say I overpaid. I think that I did pretty okay. I've seen people charging $40, $50, or even $60 for these canteens in this condition. So for $30, I didn't see it as a problem. It also has the old-style cap here, and it completes the set for me. So I have the Epicel canteen already, as you've seen in one of my previous videos. And I also have an aluminum canteen, and I just needed this and a stainless steel. Now this one was harder than the stainless steel one, obviously, to get, so I was happy to add this to the collection and have it on the shelf next to the Epicel canteen. Just to take a look at the mark here on the bottom, you can see it's a 1942 dated BE Co. Unfortunately, I don't remember the name of the company off the top of my head. So very cool piece there. Again, just something pretty simple. They're not super hard to find. But yeah, for $30, I figured why not? And then the rest of this from here on out is actually all original German stuff. So the canteen, the US canteen was just a bit of I saw it in the moment, decided to purchase it for the collection. The rest of this is stuff that I've had on my bucket list for a little while, and a couple of them are things that I just happened to stumble upon at the different vendors that I was going through. And for a little bit of context, this was at the D-Day Conneaut reenactment in Conneaut, Ohio. So if you're interested in that, look up D-Day, Ohio. You can see the information on that. There's a lot of great vendors there, a lot of local vendors, as well as some more well-known vendors across the United States. So now that that content's out of the way again, let's get back into it. So the next items here are a original World War II German Luftwaffe bread bag strap. So as you can see here, it has brown leather. Again, this is all original. It still has the paint on the buckle here. Let's zoom in there. You can see the buckle. Very cool stitch work, beautiful condition, all original, minty fresh, straight from the factory. Now, as a lot of people know, as people have been ordering, or as people did order parts kits out of Russia and other Eastern European countries, a lot of the times they'd be shipped in boxes wrapped in these. So hundreds, thousands have been entering the U.S. over the last couple of years when people have been ordering these parts kits. And it's actually just really interesting. Now, I'm going to make a whole nother video on this topic, but regardless, it's very interesting to think about that we still have, thousands and thousands of this type of stuff sitting in warehouses where people have so much of it that they'll send entire brand new bundles from the factory as wrapping material. Now, the guy that I bought this from said that he had bought some Thompson submachine gun parts kits from Russia, and they were shipped in a box with bundles of these, and he was selling them for $15 a piece, and that's what I paid for this. I thought that was a very reasonable price considering the condition. Now, it's definitely a great collector's piece, but it also, either for reenacting or just for shelf display, makes a great camouflage accessory to a helmet. So, I'm still trying to decide what I want to do with it, but for $15, I figured I would not pass it up. Now, at the same time, I also got this original German canteen set. So this is the M31 standard issue German canteen. As you can see, the cover is in pretty good condition. It has the original buttons here with the little star design on them. If you flip around to the back here, you can see All the leather is in okay condition. It's starting to get a little rough up here by the clip. Unfortunately, it is starting to tear right down here at the base of this additional leather piece, so I am being very careful with it. But otherwise, the cover is in beautiful condition. Again, the leather tip down here is a little frayed, but still malleable. And this is the most dangerous part here. As you can see, it's almost completely broken off there at the end of the strap. So I haven't actually unbuckled it yet to take a look at the cap on the inside and all that. But just to keep as a shelf piece, I think this was a good buy. I believe I paid $80 for this. So I don't think that was bad at all. Definitely one of the better deals I've seen in a long time. Again, the cup has a good amount of paint left on it. The cup is actually marked 1940, I believe. Yes, 1940. So again, just a really cool canteen set here. $80, not a bad price at all. And it's something I got to mark off my list in hopefully completing an all-original equipment belt for my display. So very cool piece, great price. Very happy to add it to the collection. So next here, we have a little bundle of items. I guess I can just start with this buckle here. So obviously this is an original World War II German Army belt buckle. There is a little bit of paint left, but for the most part, unfortunately, it's pretty oxidized. I actually already did my best to try and clean up the oxidation. I just used the tinfoil and water trick. And I was recommended vinegar, but with the leather, I just didn't want to risk it or play around with it. So this is probably the best it's going to be. This is the condition it's going to stay in. I believe I paid $80 for this as well. So not a bad price at all. I was seeing people with the leather tab charge way $150 or more in this condition, which I think is ridiculous. But a great piece nonetheless. Again, another piece in the collection to try and build out that original belt setup there. And you can see the back is still pretty oxidized as well. Haven't really gotten around to the back. And the leather itself is in pretty good condition. It's pretty hard, and it does have this crack here, but other than that, it's in pretty solid shape. Taking a look at the marking here, you can see it's dated 1940. So it's definitely an early war buckle, obviously with the leather tab on it. And again, just another great piece to add to the collection. Super happy to have it. Now, at the same vendor, I found this original World War II German bandage of sorts. And you guys can go ahead and pause it and translate it if you want. Or maybe I'll put up a picture of a translation here. But this one is dated October 1943. And I paid $5 for this. I thought that was a fair price for an original wrapped bandage or just any kind of wrapped piece from World War II. And so yeah, so happy to add that to the collection. As far as I'm aware, this is a civilian hospital bandage, or maybe just a Red Cross bandage, so it could have been used in a military hospital. But World War II dated, German writing on it, happy to add it to the collection, and certainly could have and would have been used by German military at the time. And then the last piece from that little bundle that I bought, I paid $5 for this as well. This is an original World War II German individual soldier's bandage. Now, it is missing the pull string around the edge. However, most of them are. So definitely not a bad buy, especially for $5. And yeah, it just has all the writing on the front and the date 1943 on the back. So again, another great piece, personal item, or just a small item to put in a case. For $5, you can't go wrong with that. Very happy to add it to the collection of original German items in my collection. Again, you can pause that here to translate it. And again, swiftly moving on, we have an original German Army belt. And unfortunately, it's unmarked from what I can tell. But it is in very good condition, very malleable. The hardware is in good condition. And overall, just another great piece. It is a size 98. And I'm hopefully going to try and get that buckle on here for the display. So I believe I paid $70 for this buckle. I'm sorry, for this belt, which again, I don't think is a bad price at all. You can find them for cheaper, but I've been looking for a little while. I thought this was a fair price for the size and the condition. and they only continue to go up online. So I saw this on a table. I figured I'd jump on it while I was there, especially as like a last purchase before I went to school. Not the most exciting piece, but definitely very interesting. And then moving on to the last little bundle of items here. For starters, we have this immediate post-war German-made camera, which is great for reenacting. And I believe I paid $15 for this. And you can see some German writing in there. Unfortunately, however, this is unusable. I didn't notice until I got it home that the lens inside the camera is shattered. So it is unfortunately unusable. However, it still makes somewhat of a nice display piece and can be used in different impressions and such. So if I knew it was broken, probably wouldn't have bought it, but for $15, you know, it's not a terrible loss. So just a nice piece there. Display piece, of course. Next up, we have 3 more of those bandages. This is actually from the same vendor as the buckle and the 2 bandages earlier. I actually went back later in the day and went digging through the bargain bins once again that he had at his booth, and I found 3 more of the bandages. And let me zoom in here. So here you can see 3 more. They're all made by the same maker, GW. And it's interesting because they all have different fonts and stuff. And you can see that 2 of these are made in December of 1944, and then this one is also made in 1943. So very cool pieces, great shelf pieces. Again, they're not necessarily military, but they certainly would have been used by the military. And especially the 1944 pieces are interesting late war items to have in the collection. So happy to add these for only $5 a piece. You just can't go wrong. Moving on here, we have this original later war German bayonet frog. Here you can see the marking on the back. It's a little hard to read, but it does have the later war marking there, the serial number. And overall, it's in really good condition. It's still very malleable. It's made of pigskin, of course, and it does have some slight dye issues, which I think is interesting. But overall, I think I paid $15 for this as well. So, great piece to add to the collection. I can use it, I can either hold on to it just as an individual item to resell later, or I can use it to complete a bayonet set in the future. So, you can never have too many of these. And then our last 2 items here are a couple of very nice German ammo pouches. So here we have the standard issue German Kar98K ammo pouch. And it is a little smashed. The leather is a little dry in places. I believe I paid $20 for this. And overall, it's just a really nice overdye example, actually. So it's a little hard to tell on camera. But the front here is all black, and the back is brown, undyed. So what's interesting is, and I'm going to be making a video talking about German ammo pouches, but any pre-war pouches were ordered overdyed black when the war started. So you'll see a lot of early war pouches that were obviously hand-dyed, or some of them that were only partially dyed, and then you get a lot of variation out of that. So if we zoom in here, you can see the maker there, 1936. So this makes this a pre-war pouch, and overall, leather is very malleable. Like I said, it's a little dry in places, but for $20 to get a nice overdye pre-war example, you just certainly cannot go wrong. And then this is probably the nicest ammo pouch I own. This looks like a brand new pouch. This is an all-brown pre-war pouch. If you look at the back here, beautiful condition, very shiny, malleable leather, almost brand new. If you look at the marking here, it says 1938. So again, still in that pre-war period, but it was not molested at all once the war started. So has all the early hardware, has the beautiful pre-war polished brown dye, brown leather, and shiny metal hardware at the bottom, of course. So overall, very beautiful ammo pouch. This is going to make a great shelf piece. Happy to add it to the collection. And again, it can't be used on that equipment belt I was trying to assemble, but I have been trying to amass a small collection of German ammo pouches to put together a video on different variations in the history of the K98 ammo pouch. So that's going to do it for this video. I tried to keep it pretty short. I'm on a bit of a time crunch here, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, this is probably going to be the last new acquisition video you see for a while, so you will be seeing a lot of other content from me. I'm going to do my best to see what I can do with the situation that I have and what I have in front of me. But overall, thank you guys for all the support so far. This channel's been growing slowly but surely, and I hope that this content can help you guys in the future. So if you enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button, and when you're in that area, hit the subscription button and notification bell. I will have plenty of other content coming in the near future, so stay tuned for that. Bye!